Real Life Theater presents Far Reaches, written and directed by Ellen Morbyrne. Act 1.
First witness for the third planet, 16th system, Far Reaches. Initial report. Feelings first. I fill with pure joy every hour on this witnessing. There is so much to discover. There are more kinds of hardy insect life than I have ever seen on any planet devoid of jungle, let alone one devoid of habitable land masses. There is a social, tool-wielding, codified language-using species of primate bearing every resemblance to sentient terrestrial bipedal mammals on other worlds, and yet seemingly super aquatic in its evolution and ongoing trajectory. Fascinating. How did they evolve on the water, especially when they appear physically ill-suited to marine life? My apologies. This report is disorganized and bubbly. Going forward, I will attempt to list my emotional experiences without censorship ahead of all found data reporting and subsequent hypothesis or conclusions. For now, I conclude with this list of emotional sensations in my first 72 hours on this planet. Elation, awe, delight, desire, ebullience, curiosity, surprise, reverence, fascination, impatience, gratitude. Pause report. Well, what do you think so far?
I do not know. What is super aquatic?
Over the water, on top of the water. It refers to your species having apparently evolved in a globally marine environment, while at the same time it seems true that you all live above the surface of the water rather than in the matrix of the oceans themselves.
Oh. I could live in the matrix of the oceans. If I wanted.
I didn't know that. Wonderful. Thank you. I will include that in my report.
You will?
Of course.
I will be in your report. Me?
Everything will be in my report. It will take me decades of this planet's time. It will be my first life's work.
I will be in your report.
Yes.
My words to you will be passed on to the rest of your people?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
What if I'm wrong?
Wrong? About what?
Everything. Anything. All of it.
Aha. I have been trained for this worry and observe subjects. Yes. You don't have to concern yourself with being wrong at all. You have only to be you, yourself, and hopefully to be honest with me about your feelings, thoughts, experiences. That is all. There is no wrong.
Oh.
Yes.
I am pleased to be in your report. Thank you.
That is genuinely the most wonderful news. Really, absolutely wonderful.
Are all your people so effusive?
Mostly, yes. Or at least, certainly those of us who have not yet metamorphosed are terribly enthusiastic about most things.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, that's okay then. I can like enthusiasm. I don't need to kill you. Because I thought I maybe should. Because of you being a kind of food, maybe. And all. You get it, right? Nothing personal, though. I mean, I wasn't sure about you, you know?
Of course. Yes. I can understand that. Of course. So. Good.
Okay, then.
Great.
Do you want to share this roach with me? As a kind of gesture because of me not eating you?
It would be my genuine honor. Thank you.
Heads or tails?
I defer to your preference.
Heads for you, then. I like the little wiggling legs better.
I look forward to having my own roach legs in the near future.
It's a real treat.
It looks like it.
What do you like?
Pardon?
For treats. What are you into? What's yummy for you?
Oh, how lovely. Yes, I am happy to answer questions, although,
Do you even know yummy?
of course, I mean, I'm sure. When you say yummy, what does it mean to you?
It's like good, cozy, delicious. Makes you feel kind of happy inside your body, in your mouth. Kind of bubbly and fizzy, but also fluffy and soft, like in your mind.
Oh,
Yes.
my goodness.
So do you have that? Yummy?
I will be honest and reply that I'm not sure that we do have that in my species. You are describing mixed sensations of pleasure resulting entirely from the process of eating. For me, eating is a necessary bodily function which fuels my life, but it provides no actual pleasure in and of itself. Your enjoyment of the textures and flavors and smells of this roach and its, let me be exact, yes, its little wiggling legs is wondrous to me. I suppose, in a way, my yummy is the process of watching someone else experience their own yummy.
Huh.
Yes.
I think that's pretty weird. But okay. Should I... I mean, do you want to watch me eat some more?
Oh, that would be very yummy for me. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's all of that then.
Oh, that was lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. It was my pleasure.
Wait, was it really? Tell me, please, what was pleasurable exactly?
You mean just now?
Yes, you said it was my pleasure. What was your pleasure specifically?
Well, just when I was eating the roach and enjoying myself eating the roach, particularly the crunch of the shell and the squishy, wet, crackly inside, while the little legs wiggled until they stopped. And there you were, just watching and seeming happy. That was nice. To make you happy.
Astonishing. Wonderful. Would you say you enjoyed your yummy roach or making me happy more?
I have no idea.
Fascinating.
If you say so.
You are just such a pleasant and agreeable individual, I must say.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I am pleased that I did not kill you.
About that,
Yes?
do you often kill?
You mean in general or in a specific sense?
Well, I suppose I mean, do you frequently kill new people or individuals as a customary method of survival?
In fairness, I didn't know you were a person at first.
Oh,
Since you look nothing like any person I've ever known.
of course. How many people do you typically associate with?
Besides you?
Yes,
Probably zero.
probably 0.
You said typically. I do not typically interact with anyone else at all. The water is big. It is everything. I haven't seen another person in many cycles.
Oh, I have so many questions about what you've just said. But let me begin with, how do you count time? What is a cycle?
There are days, sunrise to sunset. There are nights, sunset to sunrise. And there's the moon. When it has changed its shape from sliver to round to sliver again, that I call a moon. And when the stars have wheeled all the way around the sky, that's a cycle.
You call it a moon?
We call it a moon.
And who is we?
Us. The people. Everyone.
How many is that, do you think?
I do not know.
But if you had to guess, would you say it was hundreds, thousands, millions, more?
I do not know.
A great many, very few?
I am tired. I should prepare for the night.
Of course.
I need to be alone now.
Of course. Are you... Is everything all right?
Everything is quite fine. Yes.
You seem different. Your body has changed all its language. I'm trying to catch up. My apologies if I'm being rude.
You are not being rude.
Thank you. I'm so glad, but of course I might say something terrible to you and not even know it, given that we are alien to each other, you and I. I do so hope you will let me know if I misstep.
Sure.
Then, I wish you a good night.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh, yes. Goodbye.
I meant it, you know.
Meant what?
I am glad not to have killed you. It was my pleasure to eat the roach in front of you.
Oh!
I would be content if you came again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I will definitely return.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Yes. Goodbye. Until next time. First witness for the third planet, 16th system, far reaches. Second report. Feelings first. So many. This work is much harder than I had known it would be. Of course, we are taught to accept that circumstances can be prepared for, but not actually fathomed until experienced for ourselves. And yet, I am just in awe of the history of witnesses who have come before me, and I will continue to strive for my own reports to be of such use and inspiration to those that follow. I have, again, struggled with this first, simplest task of witnessing. So here, uncensored, are all my feelings from my second 72 hours on this planet. Exhilaration, fear, apprehension, relish, fatigue, thrill, terror, wonder, enjoyment, appreciation, pride. I believe that is all. There is just so much found data. I have begun my first round of deep tissue scanning planet-wide. First phase of interpretation concludes that there is a submolecular entanglement of modified mineral oil in every living cell on this planet. Fascinating. I can hardly wait to uncover the history of this polymer integrating into the global biologic matrix. in conjunction with the heightened background radiation, I find myself reeling with the possible trajectories that evolution on this planet may have followed. Significant isolated experience. I have added a section in which to record single event experiences of a significant nature. Yesterday, I was nearly consumed by an enormous example of cartilaginous fish. I have never been so terrified in my life. The creature seemed to arrive in my vicinity from nowhere and measured appreciably larger than my observational craft. It had the largest quantity of teeth I have ever encountered in this class of animal. Its eyes were quite small. I succeeded in not being killed or grievously injured, and I managed not to harm the creature either. I have never felt so proud of myself. I did not know pride and success could taste, could fill one. Remarkable. Pause report.
Do you ever conclude a report? Or just pause them all?
Oh, well, actually, although the reports are segmented, they are all in the flow of one greater super report. So each section is a pause in the larger whole.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I'm pleased you weren't eaten yesterday.
Why, thank you. I'm delighted to know that. Have you been enjoying many roaches in my absence?
I ran out. I'm looking for more.
I see. How long have you gone since your last feeding?
2 nights and 2 days.
Oh,
Are you all right?
according to my assessment of your physiology, you should be consuming nutrients every 3 to 6 hours.
What are hours?
Shorter periods of time to break up the measuring length of each day and night.
Oh.
Yes.
So, according to your findings, I should be eating how many times in each day and night?
Up to 8 times. Are you all right?
8 times? In 1 day and night?
Yes.
Well, fuck me for a stormfish.
I beg your pardon? What did you just say?
I said, well, fuck me for a stormfish. Why?
One moment, please. I must check my translator.
I thought you said that it observes all of my communications, both verbal and nonverbal, and calculates exact verbal language translation in 72 seconds upon first encounter, adding the basics of nonverbal language after the first 72 hours, and thereafter continually updating and improving indefinitely?
Oh, my goodness. I did say that.
Well then.
I just did not actually understand what it translated for me when you said, fuck me for a stormfish.
Can't help you there.
No, it would seem not. Fascinating. Language without translatable significance.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
This is my first experience of this phenomenon. Perfection. Oh, is there anything more you can tell me about how those words make you feel, or why you use them, or...
It's just an expression.
Expressing what?
It's like... That thing you just told me was so impactful that I have no words that make sense. But these words will stand in to indicate the significance to me of what you've just said. And because I must say something, even if it means nothing.
I am moved. Thank you for sharing this with me. My people have no equivalent imperative to say meaningless words in order to indicate response to significant stimuli. I will treasure this phrase.
Okay.
May I ask, if you were so low on food reserves, why did you share that roach with me?
Why wouldn't I?
Forgive my ignorance, but Is it customary to risk starvation for yourself in the interest of social pleasantries?
I wasn't risking starvation.
But,
I just need to find another clutch of roaches.
and where will you find that?
In the water.
But you said the water is big.
Yeah. So?
Well,
I also said it was everything. I will find the roaches.
oh,
Yep.
you have faith?
What? No. I just know it's true.
You know that it's true that you will definitely find another clutch of roaches in the water? On a planet that's surface is entirely covered with water?
Yes.
But this is not faith.
No.
Why not?
Faith implies believing in something that might not be true. My finding more roaches is true.
Why do you think that?
I have always found the roaches. Forever.
Well, not forever.
Forever. All the people have always fed on the roaches. The people live in clutches together. Sometimes in clutches so huge you can walk across all the rafts for half a day. We pour our wastes into the water, and it draws the roaches to feed. The roaches also live in clutches together. Sometimes in clutches so huge that it feeds a whole clutch of people for a moon. We were made to go together, the roaches and the people. We always find each other.
Oh, wonderful. Is this a story? Myth? Folklore?
It is true.
You do not live in a clutch.
No,
Why not?
I used to. Now I don't.
Do the roaches ever live alone? Or always in clutches?
Always in clutches. They cannot survive in the water unless there are enough of them to cling together and form a floating mass.
So, they die if they're not a part of a clutch?
Always.
This does not concern you?
I shouldn't.
Oh, no reason, I suppose. You just made it sound like your species and the roaches were not only in a symbiotic relationship, but also somehow similar to each other.
We are both survivors.
Yes. Wait, survivors of what?
What do you mean? We just survive.
You said those words in one way, but your body indicated that there was something specific to have survived.
I just meant in general, not specific.
I do not mean to be rude, but please, in the interest of my witnessing, I must say that your body shouts that there is a specific thing to have survived.
Does it? Well, I don't know what that would be about. Perhaps my body knows things that I don't.
My goodness. Is that a possibility? Does your body know things for you, separate from your mental knowledge?
My body certainly remembers things for me.
What does that mean? Please, this is so fascinating. Can you give me an example of your body remembering things for you?
See this? This is a scar from the time a stormfish got a hold of me.
Yes. Wait, what is a stormfish exactly? Wait, never mind. I will come back to that. What memories are stored in this scar?
That's the thing. The scar reminds me, logically, of the time I was caught by and then freed myself from a stormfish.
Yes. And what else?
The scar makes sense. It is simple.
Of course.
But there are other places. There's a tightness in my whole right arm. A weight. I only notice it when I'm readying for sleep and I take some time to relax my whole body, piece by piece. And then I realize I've been holding something fiercely in that arm, holding like my life depends on it, and if I try to let it go, it hurts. My body is storing something there. Something big. Difficult. I do not know what it is. Some day or night I will manage to let go. And when I finally do, it will either be because I am at last ready to know and to face whatever my body has been holding for me, Or because I have unwittingly already healed and am ready to move on.
This is... I don't... You know this? For certainty.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing this strange, wondrous thing with me. I will treasure this even above the imperative to say meaningless words in reaction to impactful stimuli.
Okay.
May I leave you now? I must return to my primary craft and process much accumulated data. I find that I am tired. Happy, tingling, dizzy with imagining possibilities. Yes, tired.
You can come and go whenever you want. I don't mind.
Thank you for everything. You are truly a remarkable host.
Like, for a parasite?
Oh, no, pardon me, like for a guest.
Guest. Huh. I hardly know that word. I've never had guests.
Well, you will be most suited to hosting them when you do have some.
Thank you. You are a good parasite. Guest.
It is entirely my pleasure. Truly. I will return.
Okay. Good. I'll look forward to that.
I am overjoyed to hear that. Goodbye.
Bye. In the story, someone is singing. The person sits on the edge of the raft, braiding hair ropes, the strands passing rhythmically through the fingers, the ropes tightening and lengthening as the song floats over the water. The person sings. The person is happy. The person is happy. My arm.
First witness for the third planet, 16th system, far reaches. Third report. Feelings first. In my third 72 hours on this planet, I have felt buzzing, rushing, zipping, tingling. Oh, these are all feelings in my skin, in my guts, in my body. I am completely unaccustomed to having so many sensations all at once. Even at my most excited on home, I never had more than 2 emotionally generated sensations simultaneously. Here, everything is so thrilling, so exciting my body can hardly keep up. It is wonderful. Found data. The atmosphere on this world is particularly thin, similar to what is on comparable planets in their upper mountain ranges. The gravity of this planet is sufficient to retain a much richer atmosphere, but it appears that no such richness ever developed. As stated before, the entire surface is ocean, and the few land peaks tall enough to break the surface are completely devoid of all but the simplest microbial and insect life. In my analysis of the atmosphere's makeup, It strikes me as very similar to the mix of gases we would encounter on a lushly foliaged planet. However, there are no trees, no coral reefs, no diversity of flora that would generate some of those gases in free states, separate from the water. There are, however, a staggering abundance of algae and minute photosynthesizing creatures in the water. It is conceivable that over vast periods of time, these tiny bioforms could have generated the atmospheric gases that are more commonly created on other worlds by foliage and diverse flora. Significant isolated experience. None to report today. Pause report.
Why do you do that?
Do what?
Why do you do all of this witnessing, reporting?
Oh, this is a question about the very purpose of my entire species. This is a significant query. I will attempt to answer satisfactorily.
Okay.
I must.
Must what?
Do this. Witness, report.
You need to do this?
We all do. Every member of my species is driven to observe, record, interpret, and report.
All of you?
We are a hive-like species in many respects. On home, many of us care for food, for planetary maintenance, for raising our young, for dreaming, for innovation, for all practical things needful to life. But every one of us observes, records, interprets, and reports. And the majority of us spend our lives purely on research, analysis, and dissemination of interpreted witnessed fact. Of that majority, a significant number of us are spacefarers, cataloging the galaxy and reporting back to home. I am one of these.
Oh.
Your body is speaking confusedly. Are you all right?
I am confused. But all the words you said make sense to me. They mean a thing beyond my fathoming.
Why is that?
You describe a species that is nearly single-minded. The only species I know which behaves like that is the roach.
Ah.
That we eat.
Yes.
Like when I wasn't sure if you were food or not.
Yes, I remember.
I think we are more different than I can understand.
Really? I have been delighted to discover that we are more similar than I had imagined.
Both things are probably true then.
How do you feel about that?
I feel I'm hungry. I need to move farther than I have been between your visits so I can find the roaches.
Of course.
Does this mean I will not be seeing you again?
Oh. Only if you wish not to see me again.
No! No, I don't mind seeing you. But how far can you go back and forth to see me from your primary craft? How far is too far?
Oh, that's no worry. I can visit you anywhere on the planet.
Anywhere at all? On the whole planet?
Yes?
But it takes several cycles to go all the way around the water.
Oh, of course. But not for me. I can go anywhere. I have already been to each land peak that rises above the planet's oceans. There are only 11 after all. And to every seasonally differentiated area of the surface.
You've been here for 9 nights and 9 days.
Yes. I didn't know you were keeping track.
You have visited every significant place on my planet's surface in that time.
As well as spent significant time in your deeply pleasurable company.
So you've seen the others?
Yes.
You hadn't mentioned.
It seemed irrelevant.
Oh.
I just mean, you didn't seem to want to know. At least, that's how I interpreted your nonverbal communication. I apologize most profusely if I have misunderstood. Would you like to hear about my visit with the nearest clutch?
No, that's... How near?
Probably about 1 day's active paddle in that direction.
Thank you.
You are all right?
Of course. And now I know which direction not to go. So thanks.
You do not wish to see?
No.
May I ask why?
You may ask. I won't answer.
Oh. You have never not answered any of my questions.
Yes. Well,
I was so prepared for interviewing to be difficult, and then you made it so easy.
you're welcome.
So I find myself deeply affected by your sudden refusal to explain this to me.
Sorry.
But you're not sorry.
Not much.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sorry about your hurt feelings.
my feelings are not hurt.
I'm just not sorry about not talking about the thing I don't really ever want to talk about ever.
Of course.
I didn't know you could lie.
I don't think I can lie. Not in the usual sense of that word. What do you mean? I have never been dishonest with you.
You didn't tell me you visited the others. Or that you could go anywhere on my whole world in a matter of moments.
I did not lie. I've already apologized for misunderstanding about the others, and I thought that if you understood that I was traveling through the galaxy, then I could go all over your planet as well. I now realize I did not provide sufficient information about scale of time and distance. I appreciate the chance to learn this.
You said your feelings were not hurt.
Fine. They were hurt. I admit to being impressed that you knew that. My body communicates very differently than yours does. I did not know you could already read it so well.
We're more similar than you had imagined, it seems.
Apparently so.
I think I am glad.
Really?
Sure.
I certainly appreciate your company. I really do.
Me too.
Really? Oh. Oh. Does this mean... Oh.
What?
Are we... friends?
Are we what?
Friends.
I'm not sure I know that word.
What? I'm sure I'm being translated correctly. Let me check. Yes, that is the correct term. Friends.
Then I think I've forgotten its meaning.
Oh,
I'm sorry, is that bad? Is it an important word?
I mean, yes. Very. When you lived in a clutch, did you never have any friends?
I don't know.
I feel that this must...
I need to prepare to move on. If I'm going to travel farther after the roaches, I have much to do. I will need to concentrate.
I see.
So, goodbye.
I do apologize if this is rude, but...
Then don't do it.
Pardon?
If you're worried that it's rude, it probably is. So just don't.
Your vessel is entirely ready for travel. I am observant, yes? That is my function. There is nothing more you need to do in order to move.
So, I say I have things to do.
And I say you are avoiding me and my line of questioning.
And I wonder if it is your place to challenge a subject like this while you're officially witnessing. I just need to concentrate on my task at hand. I will look forward to your return. If you choose to return.
Of course I will return to you. This is my greatest purpose. You are offering me many opportunities to experience, to learn, to fathom what was previously unknown. I thank you for this.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure.
So you say. I will see you again. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Arm again. In the story, there is a parent holding on to a child. The child has fallen out of the clutch's largest raft, and the water is rough with sudden storming. The parent is holding onto the child's arm. They will not let go of each other. Nothing will make the parent let go of the child. The movement of the water and the newly slanting rain of the darkening storm are making it impossible for the parent to lift the child out of the sucking water. They will not let go of each other. Nothing will make the parent let go of the child. Nothing. I cannot remember if I am the parent or the child. I cannot even remember if it is my own memory. I can't even remember if it is a memory at all.
End of Act 1. Our story will continue when we return for Act 2 of Far Reaches. You have been listening to Far Reaches, presented by Real Live Theater. Written and directed by Ellen Morbyrne. Production managed by Syl Simmons. Performed by Linda Tardif as the Raft Person and Trenda Loftin as the Witness. Sound design, recording, and editing by Rachel Hall. Theme song composed by Cynthia Zaitz, Ph.D. Your support keeps us going. You can donate securely at any time on our website at www.reallivetheater.net/donate. Thank you. This program is supported in part by grants from the Amherst, Burlington, Greenfield, Hadley, Holyoke, South Hadley, and Springfield Cultural Councils, local agencies which are supported by the Mass Cultural Council, a state agency.